జగమేలే పరమాత్మ సాయి 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 జగమేలే పరమాత్మ సాయి సత్య సాయి జన్మ జన్మ.
Today we celebrate Ishwarama Day, and we, the Bal Vikas children of Group 2 at Mill Hill Science Centre, are going to present to you the beautiful story of Easwaramma and the advent of our beloved Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. This year we have been learning about Swami's life story. We travelled back in time with our teachers and discovered the stories from Swami's birth and childhood, and this revealed what a special lady Mother Ishwarama was.
In the early 20th century, there lived a pious couple, Sri Gondamaraju and his wife, Srimati Lakshmamma. They lived in the village of Puttaparthi. The couple had two sons, Sri Pedda Venkamaraju and Sri Chinna Venkamaraju. Sri Pedda Venkamaraju, the elder son, was married to Srimati Namagiri Amma. After the wedding, Sri Gondamaraju changed his daughter-in-law's name to Easwaramma. Pedda Venkamaraju and Srimati Ishwarama were blessed with a son and two daughters, Sheshamaraju, Venkamma and Parvatamma. But Ishwarama longed for another son.
Ishwarama was a very devout lady. She earnestly prayed, performed pujas and observed a number of rigorous vows. Her mother-in-law had told her not to be frightened if something happened to her through the will of God. One day, an extraordinary incident occurred that heralded the descent of the divine into her womb.
Easwaramma had gone to the village well to draw water. Easwaramma's friend, Subama, who lived near the well, came out of her house at that time. All of a sudden, she saw a strange bluish glow that transformed itself into a luminous orb. It emerged like lightning from the sky. There was a sudden gust of wind. The ball of light then glided towards her and entered her being. She saw the light entering the womb of Easwaramma.
The day before Swami was born, Pedda Venkamaraju was passing in front of Subama's house. She called him inside and told him, Venkamaraju, tomorrow, when the child is born, name him as Satyanarayana. But he brushed her advice aside, saying it was her foolish imagination.
Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namo Om Namah Shivaya.
However, the next day, on the 23rd of November 1926, the divine child was born. It was the Hindu year of Akshaya, a Monday in the holy month of Kartik. This day is devoted to the worship of Shiva. So at sunrise, the residents of Puttaparthi began chanting the names of Lord Shiva. The villagers thronged the temples of the Lord to offer special pujas and pray for his divine blessings.
Mother Ishwarama had just finished finished the Satyanarayana Puja in accordance with her vows. She was going through the final rituals when the pangs of labour forewarned her.
Ishwarama had announced the pangs. She asked a member of her family to call her mother-in-law, Srimati Lakshmamma, who had gone to the house of the priest to perform the puja of Satyanarayana. The family member got to her and urged her to return home, but she was so confident in the grace of Lord Satyanarayana, so steadfast in her devotion, and so disciplined in her religious adherence that she refused to move.
Instead, Srimati Lakshmamma sent word that she would bring with her the sacred offerings after the puja, and that on no account would she allow her prayers to be interrupted.
Srimati Lakshmamma finished the entire ritual with full concentration, came home and gave her daughter-in-law the flowers and the sacred water. Easwaramma partook the blessings of the Lord.
Just then, musical instruments in the family home began playing by themselves. It was clear that this was no ordinary birth. At 3 o'clock in the morning, at an auspicious moment, the Lord was born, and the sun rose above the horizon. It is natural for any child to cry when it is born, but this child did not cry at all. The members of the household were anxious that the child might be stillborn. Ishwarama was very much worried. Without anybody noticing her, she pinched the child to make it cry. On the contrary, to her utter surprise, the baby started smiling. Everyone was mystified to see the newborn babe smiling.
What a wonderful and miraculous birth of our beloved Swami. Gondamaraju, Swami's grandfather, who had changed her name to Ishwarama as soon as she got married, had the wisdom and was blessed with a vision of the future. He knew that she was going to become the mother of Ishwara, God. In a discourse, Swami said, "I resolved on my birth. I decided who should be my mother. Thus, she was the chosen mother of Satya Sai Baba."
As a mother, Ishwarama's love for all was pure, selfless, and unconditional. She was intelligent and vigilant. "I belong to the world," said Satya to her. "To whom then do I belong?" was her response. "To you belong the world and its peoples," was the answer. During her life, she witnessed and experienced Swami's leela through many incidents. This strengthened her faith in the divinity of her son. These episodes and moments transformed her from the mother of Satya to the woman blessed to be the mother of Ishwara. She loved children. They cuddled in flocks around her. The stories she told the children taught them humility and honesty, love and loyalty.
Swami says, today, people decide that only their family and children should be happy, but Ishwarama was not like that. Ishwarama had a broad mind. She wanted everyone to be happy. Even though she was not educated, she taught noble qualities to everyone.
Before Ishwarama passed away, Swami fulfilled all her 3 wishes. her desire to have a small primary school for the children in Puttaparthi, her second wish to have a small hospital in Puttaparthi, her third wish was to provide drinking water for residents of Puttaparthi. Thus, the small wishes of the mother paved the way for gigantic humanitarian projects all over the world.
When Swami was staying in the old mandir, he used to sleep all alone. One day, there was an unusual crowd. Sensing danger, Ishwarama approached Swami and said, "Swami, these people seem to be having some ulterior motive. I'm afraid they may try to harm you. I'm unable to sleep peacefully." Swami gave her courage, saying, "Be fearless. The body is bound to perish one day or the other. So, give up body attachment."
That night, as Ishwarama feared, some evil-minded people set the hut on fire. There were raging flames all around. Seeing this, Subbamma and Ishwarama came running. When they reached the spot, they found, to their utter amazement, that there was heavy downpour on the hut. However, there was absolutely no rain in the surrounding area. Swami came out of the hut, and both mothers were overjoyed to see Swami safe and sound.
On another occasion, somebody had invited Swami to their house for food. Their actual intention was to poison Swami. They were feeling jealous of his growing popularity and prosperity. In those days, Swami relished vadas made of alasanda grains. Hence, they mixed poison in the vadas. Before going for food, Swami had told Easwaramma and Subbamma not to be afraid if any untoward incident was to happen.
When he returned from there, his entire body had turned blue and he had started frothing at the mouth. He told Ishwarama to wave her hand in a circle. As she did, to her utter amazement, there appeared vibhuti in her hand. She mixed it in water and gave it to Swami. Instantly, he became normal. She wondered, Swami can create vibhuti with a wave of his hand, but how is it that vibhuti appeared in my hand? Swami revealed that he had given her that power for that moment.
Ishwarama had a special love for children because at every child she saw Satya. Children cuddled in flocks around her. They watched with delight the twinkle in her eyes and the wrinkles on her cheeks and chin as she joked and laughed. When she found a child chubby, she squeezed and pulled its cheeks, and so Easwaramma Day is also known as Children's Day.
Ishwarama is a shining example and ideal for Sai devotees to emulate. Amazing love for Swami and constantly seeking happiness and welfare of others. This is the summary of her life. As well as being an ideal wife, sister, mother and grandmother, she was a constant source of support, inspiration and love for the village folk and the ever-expanding Sai family.
The Lord chose her as his mother, not only as a reward for her past deeds, but also, as Professor Kasturi noted, in appreciation of what she was capable of in this life. And with the Supreme Teacher to guide her, she learned every lesson Swami gave her with his glance, a word, a question or a smile, and became a living saint, radiating love and purity.
त्रेता में माँ कौशल्या, द्वापर में यशोदा माता, कलयुग में माँ ईश्वरम्मा, सत्य साई की माता। जन्म जन्म का नाता माँ से, जन्म जन्म का नाता।